Hello, I'm Dr. Antonio Castro, Ventura Unified School District Superintendent. Thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this Budget Bites update. Today I want to provide a fiscal update with a focus on where we are in our employee negotiations. As we've covered in previous Budget Bites episodes, like many school districts across California, Ventura Unified is facing acute budgetary challenges. Rising operational costs, healthcare expenses, and declining enrollment continue to affect public education. We are also very mindful of the statutory requirement to maintain a minimum of a 3% reserve in the current year and 2 years out in our multi-year projection. Falling below the 3% level can trigger county or state intervention in the district's finances, which can limit local decision-making. If we cannot control our expenditures, we are essentially inviting county and or state intermediaries to do so via a fiscal stabilization plan. Because of the potential consequences, the board is carefully considering all available options to ensure Ventura Unified remains fiscally stable and able to balance its budget locally. The timing of the state budget is another hurdle for school districts. Although the state budget is approved in June, districts are required to submit a 3-year budget plan before we receive final funding information from the state. That is why we are focused on making thoughtful decisions now. Total compensation, which is the combined cost of employee salaries and benefits, constitutes over 80% of our district budget, which is why 2 years ago we worked with our union partners to negotiate contract trigger language when our healthcare costs exceed $23.1 million. Healthcare costs in fiscal year 24-25 were at $26.6 million and are projected to be at $28.5 million at the end of fiscal year 25-26. This far exceeds the trigger language in the contract. On January 28th, the district met with our labor partners, VESPA and VUEA, to negotiate total compensation. During the negotiation session, the district proposed a 2% on-schedule salary increase. Since 2022, we have increased compensation over 20% for all classified and certificated staff, and over 35% for some classified staff members. This reflects the board's ongoing commitment to keeping Ventura Unified competitive within the county. Over the last few years, we've reduced our reliance on contracted services, in particular in the area of special education. We have hired and retained more of our own staff, such as paraeducators and bus drivers, saving the district money and providing more long-term stability for those working with our students. Healthcare is another major focus in negotiations. During the January 28th negotiation session, the district proposed to VESPA and VUEA employer-funded health savings accounts, or HSAs, contributions that would fully cover health and welfare premiums for many Ventura Unified employees. The district's proposal to VESPA and VUEA for the 2025-26 school year provided that legacy employees, or those hired before February 2024, would receive up to $18,500 toward healthcare costs with no premium payment required for the remainder of the 25-26 school year. The district's proposal to VESPA and VUEA also included for the 26-27 school year an employer contribution increase to $19,000. Non-legacy employees, those hired after February 14, 2024, would receive up to $16,500 toward healthcare costs. If an employee's health plan costs less than the employer contribution, the remaining allowable amount would be contributed to the employee's health savings account. Any HSA contribution would follow IRS limits. For 2026, that individual limit is $4,400. For many employees with single or two-party coverage, this proposal potentially means no out-of-pocket premium costs, and it may also include an HSA contribution from the district. For some employees with family plans, the cost of coverage may exceed the amount paid by the district. In those cases, employees would pay a portion of the insurance premium out of pocket. At the same time, the district is working to obtain a lower-cost family plan option to help reduce or avoid those monthly costs. It is important to note that this lower-cost option would likely come with a higher deductible. Our goal is to provide choices that balance affordability, coverage, and long-term sustainability for the district. We are offering plans that benefit singles, couples, and families while providing healthcare plan options for some employees to contribute if they choose a more comprehensive plan. Negotiations will continue on February 11th, and we remain committed to good faith discussions. We are also taking steps to address local affordability challenges beyond negotiations. The board has been vigilant in exploring educator workforce housing options. The district is reviewing and soliciting proposals for surplus properties that include the former Washington School and Avenue school sites, as well as the district offices here at Stanley Avenue. While many possible uses will be considered, workforce housing is one option under review. This reflects a long-term effort to help our employees live and work in the Ventura community. For community members who may not be following every budget discussion, it is important to know that the district is using multiple strategies to address financial challenges. These include central office and site-based staffing reductions. The board made some reductions last year and will be reviewing reduction options between now and mid-March. We also have previously provided a retirement incentive to mitigate reduction of staff who are not close to retirement age. Most recently, the board approved a school closures advisory committee. That committee will study enrollment trends and evaluate whether some school sites are significantly underutilized. Closing an underutilized school can reduce the ongoing costs of operating a campus, including staffing, utilities, and maintenance. It can also create opportunities to consolidate schools and resources. This allows the district to focus funding where it has the greatest impact and provide a higher level of educational programs, services, and support for students. If a school site were to close, it would also open the option for the board to consider selling, leasing, or repurposing the property, should the board choose to explore those options through a separate public process. Before we close, I want to share that at the end of this presentation, you will find several helpful links. One of those links will take you to our district YouTube page. There you can watch a detailed budget update that was recently presented to the Board of Education. That presentation provides additional context and walks through our financial picture in greater depth. Public education has become more challenging over the last several years, but our commitment has not changed. We care deeply about our employees. We care deeply about our students and our families. And we are committed to making responsible financial decisions that protect the future of Ventura Unified. Thank you for taking the time to stay informed.